the minimum qualification envisaged under Section 23 for purpose of appointment of teachers, whether it's to the primary or to the secondary school, is the NCTE.
हेलो एवरीवन, मैं लाल मनीष स्वागत करता हूं आप सभी को। जैसे कि 2 दिन से सुनवाई चल रही है। पहले 10 को हुआ जो कि कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाया, फिर आज यानी 11 तारीख को इसका सुनवाई हुआ, आज भी कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाया। तो कहाँ ये लेट हो रही है, क्यों लेट हो रही है, चलिए जानते हैं इसमें। तो इसमें सबसे पहले बता दूं कि इसमें जो है परिमल कुमार और सूरज कुमार मंडल यानी Jtet यानी टेट की तरफ से परिमल कुमार हैं और Ctet की तरफ से सूरज कुमार मंडल, ठीक है। और फिर आज का सुनवाई हो रहा था। इसमें थोड़ा सा लेट से मीनाक्षी मैडम जो कि Ctet की तरफ से है, मीनाक्षी मैडम जो कि आने में थोड़ा सा लेट हो गई और उनका बहस आप इस वीडियो में ज़रूर सुनेंगे, क्योंकि उसी के बहस के बाद फिर आपको जो है इसमें डेट मिला है कल का, यानी कल का मीन्स 12 को फिर सुनवाई होने वाला है और 12 को फाइनल जजमेंट आ जाएगा। और Ctet की तरफ से जजमेंट आने की ज़्यादा संभावना है, इसीलिए ज़्यादा संभावना इसके तरफ से आने का है, क्योंकि झारखंड सरकार भी चाहती है कि ये बहाली जो है जल्दी कंप्लीट हो जाए, क्योंकि चुनाव का समय है। यदि ये बहाली कैंसिल हो जाती है सहायक आचार्य की, तो क्या होगा इसमें कि अभी कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाएगा दूसरा बहाली, यानी फॉर्म फिलअप करा के दूसरा नहीं करा पाएगी। इसलिए ये Ctet का जीतना तय है। और फिर Ctet और Jtet में बहुत सारा इसमें मिस्टेक है, एरर है, जो कि Jtet वाले जो है कुछ गलत बोले थे, झूठ बोल दिए थे कि मेरे पास जो है 1 लाख के आसपास जो है कि Jtet कैंडिडेट हैं जो कि सहायक आचार्य में भाग ले सकते थे। लेकिन ये बात सही नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत ऐसा स्टूडेंट हैं जो कि 1 to 5 के लिए भी पास हैं और 6 to 8 के लिए भी। एक ही स्टूडेंट जो है दोनों जगह पास हैं, तो दोनों मिला करके बता दिए 1 लाख, दोनों मिला करके भी 1 लाख के आसपास जो है इसमें क्वालिफाइड नहीं है Jtet में। फिर चलिए सुनिए ये मीनाक्षी मैम का शानदार बहस जो आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हुआ।
Let us understand what is your point of argument. Yes, my lords. My lords, first of all, I must point out, my lords put a question to my learned colleagues heretofore. While I'll answer that question in my way, but the fact that the argument that is advanced before my lords, that the rules of the game have been changed once the game has begun, namely that after the advertisement, the qualifying... No, this is not an argument. Argument of their part is advertisement was issued pursuant to the rules. Yeah. On the date of the advertisement, whatever the rules in vogue, that cannot be changed. That is there. So they said so it cannot. In case of otherwise, subsequently, it cannot be changed subsequently after the advertisement. That is the case. Now, my lords, this ground is nowhere emerging at all anywhere in the SLP. So therefore, for anyone to have addressed that in a reply or put those documents there, my lords, it will be testing us to a point that we can answer only what is being urged there. Having said that, but I will nevertheless make an endeavor to satisfy my lords. My lords, my first submission that I make to my lords is that the authority under the central government, which is going to fix the minimum qualification envisaged under Section 23 for purpose of appointment of teachers, whether it's to the primary or to the secondary school, is the NCTE. NCTE lays down that minimum qualification. It may be open for the states to have higher, it may be open to have lower. It is also open. Not lower. Well, not lower than what NCTE?
Yes.
Absolutely. I bow down.
Minimum standards.
I was on the mind with Ctet. I bow down. I was wrong. I stand corrected. My lords are right. So, my lords, the states are required to they may conduct their own TET exam. But in the event they do not conduct their own TET exam, the 2010 notification makes a provision. However, TET is like an essential prerequisite for the purpose of a state considering the candidate both on the qualification, which is the B.Ed or the D.Led, or as the case may be, what my learned friend showed, plus the TET, before any candidate can be considered for purpose of appointment to the post of a teacher. Now, my lords, in the 2010, I will only request you for a moment to read with me page 226 and 227. I'm going to be very, my lords, fast, and I'll try to do it as swiftly as possible, I assure you. But so, my lords, this is the NCTE. This is the 2010. It has been read, but I read it with a small difference. And my lords were right when my lords said that my lords have read somewhere in NCTE that there is a period of validity. Undoubtedly, it is here at page 227. TET conducted, one is by the central government, will apply to all schools referred to in subclause 1-2, which is the central government schools, my lords. I'm not going to change that position. TET conducted by a state government or a UT will apply to schools of a state government or a UT. So, my lords, state governments or UT, their TET which is conducted will apply to them. My lords, please come to the one below. That is what I'm concerned with. A school at 1 and 2, which is under B, which is the state or the UT school, may also consider eligibility of a candidate who has obtained TET certificate awarded by another state UT with legislature. In case the state government UT with legislature, so first sentence is, my lords, that it can consider. It's not that it is, the state is completely barred from taking into consideration a TET qualification a candidate may have acquired from another state or from the Ctet. Next sentence, my lords, and a separate sentence. In case, now what happens where a state does not conduct? In case a state government decides not to conduct TET, a school at 1 and 2 in the state UT would consider. First of all, it may consider them. Number 2, if you don't conduct the exam, you would
They decide not to conduct.
My lords, I agree.
It's a decision by the state.
But the first...
It's not that simply non-conduct of exam.
My lords, I read the two separately. I read the first sentence separately and I read the second sentence separately.
Yes.
The first sentence is, it may consider. And the second sentence is, if they decide not to conduct the exam, then, my lords, they can take both of them. So, my lords, what I'm trying to say is, the minimum eligibility criteria of TET being one of the prerequisites for purpose of appointment as a teacher, the qualification does not go away. The test does not go away. The requirement is there to have that TET. But you can consider the TET from that conducted by Ctet, which is the central government, or that of any other state. The state can do that. My lords, I know my lords have a question on the advertisement. Allow me, give me a moment. I'll try and answer that to the best of my ability. Would my lords now turn over the page? And my lords were absolutely correct when my lords mentioned that my lords had a recollection on a validity. And it's a very important facet. Today, maybe the NCTE and the state has said that it is valid for your life. But there is a very big importance, and I'll make good that why it is important. Appropriate government should conduct TET at least once every year. Should. The validity period of TET qualifying certificate for appointment will be decided by appropriate government subject to maximum of 7 years for all categories. But there will be no restriction on number of attempts a person can take for acquiring TET certificate. A person who has qualified TET may also appear again for improving his or her score. So, my lords, continuing improvement, changing, etc. is something that NCTE recognizes and suggests. Maybe perhaps today they have said that it is possible you can have the qualification for life to have an appointment as well.
Where is that?
My lords, I am informed by my colleague that subsequently, even in Jharkhand...
No, not Jharkhand, because they say the maximum is 7.
It is dated now. 9/6/2011. 2021.
How can they do it? This is maximum is 7.
Extension of validity period of teachers' eligibility, NCTE has done.
NCT.
So, my lords, therefore, I can't quarrel with that. They are the appropriate...
NCT has done it then.
Right. Now, my lords, I come down to validity. Whether the state could have considered or not. My lords, how the state did is not for an area for me to enter into. But could the state have done that is something that I want to satisfy my lords.
Madam, how much time you will take?
My lords, I would at least have requested, my lords, for half an hour, but I leave it in my lord's hands. Please give me that.
We'll continue by tomorrow for half an hour to you and 15 minutes to you.
Very good. I'm so confident.
Tomorrow morning we'll continue this because it will not unnecessarily go. There is no purpose. If we don't want to curtail your point,
I'm
but you at least today our request is Mr. Maninder Singh will offer you a cup of coffee for today.
my lords, I will make sure to demand that one.
Yes, that is our saying only. Nothing more. Mr. Singh? Double. Fine. Thank you. Patiala.
A short copy.
But I rest with later in the evening offer is also.
One thing we are further requesting. Your note of submissions, you have submitted both your note of submissions by tomorrow. By tomorrow, we want, madam, you also.
My lords, I'll
So let it be finished by tomorrow.
I will put it down.
And that we are asking a Ctet rules. You take it back. These are only the rules.
Inside, I think for that.
All right. We want this Ctet. Keep it. You give it tomorrow. If any amendment is there, add it. After hearing, give it. You also give back to Mr. Gopal Narayan. You take it back and you add it, whatever you want to do. Compare with that and that. Add it. ये इसमें रख दीजिए. उसमें रखा हुआ है. मेरी फाइल मेरे यहीं पहुंचेगी. उसे नहीं पहुंचेगी. We'll take it tomorrow. Immediate after this motion, if 1, 2, 3 is there, we will take this case.
Wait a minute.